We're at week 4, so the halfway mark. We're almost there. Congratulations to that. I've enjoyed reading your curriculum papers and seeing the adoption process and your definitions of curriculum. It's been great to see that you're getting from the text and other things that you've read truly what the different components of curriculum are and how some see it as the adopted textbook. Others know it's those 3 elements of what's written, what's spoken, and what's done. So critical to remember that as you're evaluating curriculum. So week 4's focus is on assessment and Common Core standards, or as I shared with you, the standards. So with that, what's expected for this week? So you're already watching the video. Congratulations if you're seeing this video because you're doing one of the things expected. And then let's look down further. We're going to ask you to please watch the 60 schools, what 60 schools can tell us about teaching 21st century skills. Grant Lichtman, it again comes from a TED Talk and his view of what we can do to move the 21st century skills forward, looking at these different 60 schools. With that, we're also going to ask that you read chapter 6, which looks at the curriculum development process and how we implement it. So looking at not truly all assessment, but being accountable to creating something that says this is how we would implement the curriculum, thinking of pacing guides and those other pieces. So that is your reading of just chapter 6 for this week. And then the Christian message, as always, optional, but something for you to think of. You do have a learning module that, again, looks at formative and summative assessments. Just always a great topic to be reflective on and what we're expecting. Formative, knowing that really should be for teachers to guide the instruction process. Summative is that evaluation process after teaching, seeing the success of students from there. So just know that that's a part of your week. And then we do have a discussion board for the week. It's going to ask you to reflect on what you've learned about curriculum so far in your personal experiences. And then thinking about if an admin or a leader should really focus on data analysis prior to looking at curriculum change. So giving your thoughts and your experiences. And the reminder for discussion boards, please post by Thursday night your original post. And then by Sunday night of the week, please make sure that you've responded to 2 others. I have a couple of you who might forget to respond, and that is having you lose points. And just that reminder as you're doing your APA citing that you do give the reference at the end of your post, so that way I understand where it comes from, and again, that practice of APA. So that's the discussion board. And then what's due this week? So that was your Common Core implementation challenge, professional development for the faculty. So I'm going to click over to the descriptor, which you could click on right there. Reminder here that you're looking at a challenge that currently exists at your school site in relation to the implementation of the new standards. What's the challenge? What's your data to support it? And then thinking about a 1-hour professional development that you would give to staff. Let me be clear on this. You're not giving the professional development, but if you did, what would you give and what would you help them do to meet the challenge that you're faced in implementing the new standards? On each of your slides in the notes section, sort of give me a narrative of what you would say there, citing information or your resources that come into it. So the descriptors here, I've talked about it for the past couple of weeks. If you look down here, the rubric tells you what I'm looking for as we go through. But really important, prepare the PowerPoint or the Google Slides is what I shared about, thinking it to be 10 to 15 slides. If you think an hour, that should be the point. And the slides, if I read them directly, might give me an overview of what you're talking about, but it's your narrative in the slides that I'm looking for. Your notes should be written according to the APA formatting, including, again, 2 resources to support the work that you're doing for that change or support to meet the demands of the new standards. So that's the week in a nutshell. I encourage you to, as always, to give me a text, phone call, or an email, and I'll try and respond back. I hope that it is a great week for you and that God blesses you during this week.